get started on project 3. So for project 3, you're going to actually need 2 of the envelopes. And what you're going to need to do is, on both of them, we're going to need to cut it off so we have just a 1/2 inch spot from the scallop down. Now, if you go to your cutter and line this part up with the 1 inch mark and then cut it, it's going to leave you with 1/2 inch. So here's my 2 pieces, and I've cut them off at the 1/2 inch mark. We're going to take one of those only, and we're going to decorate it. So when you put stuff through the big shot, you're always going to find that one side of your paper is a little bit smoother than the other. In this case, it's this side. So this is the part that I'm going to fold over, because that's the part I want to see on the other side. I'm going to take my bone folder, and I'm going to tighten it into place. Then I've already taken my cardstock, and I've already cut it. So in this case, I'm just going to go for the yellow trim, and there it's going to go. And I can see that I got this part here to cut off, and I'm not going to worry about that right now. I will cut that off afterwards, and it'll be nice and straight. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the glue to this part. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, and I'm going to leave that border around the edge, since I'm not putting the paper all the way to the edge. To the edge. I'm going to show you a trick to make sure that goes all the way to the edge afterwards, because you want it to be nice and flat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip this around so it's easier for me. I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to stick it down, and I'm going to slide it forward so it's all covered in glue, and then I'm going to slide it all the way back. And I'm not worried about that part because I'm going to cut it off in the back if there's too much glue on it. And I'm just going to make sure and press it down well here. And then afterwards, once it dries a bit more, because there is a bit of glue, I'm just going to trim off that piece there. So I'm just going to leave that sit for now. Then this is my piece that I cut at 2 inches by 3 inches. And it's going to go right in here, and I want a little bit of the grain to show all the way around it. So I'm just figure out where my scallop edge is, right there. Isn't that pretty? Oh, there. Isn't that pretty? You can see it a bit better. So this time I'm going to put the glue on this one. All the way around. I like the designer paper because you got 2 sides, so you've got different options to go with what your projects you want to do. Grab my cardstock, bring it in here. Again, wiggle it around, let it catch all that glue where you want it to be. And there we go. And then I want that down. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue this right into place because I don't want it to lift up. And I love this glue because it glues so nice. It holds it down. And I don't need a lot. I just need enough there that it's going to hold it into place. And then I'm going to glue that over. There we go. So now what I need to do is I need to fold all these parts back on both of them. So I'm going to do the other one first just to show you. So there it is. And I'm going to fold over the scores. And this part here, that's going to stay up. So all I'm worried about is this part here. I'm going to in. And bring this one in as well. And then again, I'm going to use my bone folder. And then I'm going to do my other one. My other one should be dry enough now that I can just cut that piece of paper off the back of it. And if not, my scissors get gummy, all I use is nail polish remover. And it cleans it up real nice. There, it's cut off the back of it. And I want to fold that one down. That one down, so you've got that nice little trim of grain there. And that one down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 little envelopes and we're actually going to put them together. I always like whenever in the front to be over the top. And it's going to go like that. So now I'm just going to put glue on all 3 of these and then glue them together. Okay. Watch it because you don't want to get your glue everywhere. And put it down, slide it in, line it up so it's nice and straight where you want it. And then push it down so that'll hold it into place. Make sure those are where you want them. And I just use my bone folder to put it inside to hold it in place. And once it catches, you're pretty good. Okay, so that's the start of it. I'm just going to show you our next step. Our little box looks a little empty. It needs a little something else to it. So what we're going to make is some mini cards to go in it. So what you're going to do is cut up cardstock 5 inches by 3 inches, and that'll give you this size here. And then score it in half and fold it over. And what I'm doing with this one is I'm just going to use some designer paper. Isn't that beautiful paper? And it comes in that paper as well. So I'm just going to glue this one on. So you can actually see it. And again, just a little bit of glue. And when I put it on the card, I'm going to move it around so it gets that glue all the way to the edges. Down and move around, and there we go. Put it into place. And upside down. Ah, yes. Good thing I realized it now. Let's put it on the right side up. Can't have an upside down flower. And there we go. Okay, so there's one little card. Now I've made 2 other little cards to go in my pack. I have this one here, and again, I'm using that stamp set, Friends Never Fade, and the designer paper. So I stamped the flower in the real red, cut it out, put it on a couple dimensionals, and there's my little card. And then there's this one here. Isn't it cute? I used my markers to color in my flower, so I have the 2 different colors on the stamp. And then I did the apple parapizzazz around it, and again mounted that with a couple dimensionals. So now what I can do is I can take my little cards, take my little box, and insert them, and there's a great little gift to give to somebody. Perfect for them just to add it to. Again, this one can also go on a bouquet of flowers or a gift. Or just a little note card left on somebody's desk saying, hope you have a better day today. Okay, project number 2 is done.